Hello guys, and welcome to a new Star Division 2 video today by myself, Vulcan, and Attack Power.
Happy to be here as always.
In this video, we have for you game 1 of a best of 3 between Insha and Gonzo in the semi-final of Season 8 of the Steel Division 2 League. Today they are playing on Vulcan, and on our left in the red team, playing on the Soviet side, we have Insha using Maneuver Group Bazugli and the Maverick deployment type. And on our right in the blue team, playing on the Axis side, we have Gonzo using the 26th Panzer and the Maverick deployment type. What do you have to say, Attack Bear, about this?
Yeah, so for Gonzo, the 26th Panzer is a great choice. Really strong division, really solid overall, has tons of good tools. I would say it's actually an upgraded version of 20th. I like it even more than 20th Panzer personally. Lots of great infantry, great tank tab, really good air force, some good artillery options. It's just a good division all around and well suited for Zabuchin. Group Bazugli, I don't really understand this choice. It's not a very strong division. It's got good Russian infantry, Strafnikis, things of that nature. So I mean that part's fine. I get that. The tank tab is T-34-76s and Tigers essentially. So okay, a little weird. Yeah, it's just a strange pick, and ending up on Zabuchin, really kind of odd because this map is generally disliked in the 1v1 community. So I'm surprised. This is I'd love to hear what the other 4 maps they had to choose from were. But yeah, and Maverick is unsurprising. I don't think there's been any balanced play in Division 1 at all. They've all been either Maverick or a few Vanguards. So
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Bazugli to me is like quite an interesting division just because it was like one of the OG divisions that had a lot of like captured German equipment in the form of those Tigers and the Nashorns, and then it's like accompanied by a lot of aircraft. And the aircraft was really what made it like powerful in team games, but obviously it was quite easy to shut down with a lot of AA. So I'm not entirely sure if maybe Insha will go for more of a air-based strategy. But the infantry, like I said, is relatively strong with those Starkey SVTs as well, which are great medium-range infantry.
Yeah, and I mean, there's definitely a chance. I mean, 26, the AA is not like overwhelmingly strong, so that's definitely something he could potentially take advantage of. But I don't know. I looked at their decks. I looked at their decks beforehand, and Gonzo's definitely set up to play a long game. He's got a C phase card of Panthers, which is actually just kind of weird because it's 2 minutes of income with the Maverick for that phase. But he's definitely preparing to play a while.
Yes, let's have a quick look at what's going down here. For Insha on the top side, he's got an AT gun and a BA-10M so far. Further down, he's got a couple of Maxims with the OB. There's a Razvedka. There's going to be Tanker Desarniki with 2 Chernos and an AT gun. He also added a Strike SVT on the top side just then. For the mid, he's got the Tanko Desarniki with another Maxim. There's a couple of Strafniki in there with a Tanko, OB and a 50mm mortar. On the bottom side, Strike SVT Maxim, and a bunch of infantry off the road down here, the Strike SVT and the Tanko with the BA-10M. But that is mainly due to the flag here. Do you want to talk a little bit about like the map disparity here?
Yeah, Zupson's disliked because of just the weird setup. Down south, those 2 red flags are almost definitely going to get captured by blue because red has no way of getting there. Up north, that blue flag is definitely going to get captured by red because blue has no way to get there. So it's just a strange map.
We're underway, but Gonzo on the top side, Avkala, MG34. He's got the 2 Pioneers there with the Panzergrens, 2 squads with the MG34s, 1 squad with the MG42s and the Panzerfaust. And then we have the 2 Panzer IIILs, 2 more Panzergrens going into the town with the Stug M43 from the start, which is a unique unit to the 26th Panzer. So interesting to see that deployed at the start. A very strong long-range AT. There's going to be more Panzergrens moving in with the Sostroop Beretta and the Panzerschreck. And on the bottom side, we've got Sostroop Beretta, MG34, PaK-40, Pioneer, bunch of Sostroop with the Pioneers heading to the bottom flag to secure that.
So yeah, we can see right off the bat, red up top, red. Insha has captured that northern flag I mentioned pretty easily, like they usually can. And down south, you can see Gonzo has captured that hill flag there. And this is where the weirdness of this map begins. Yeah, the Stug M43 is a weird call-in. Just weird. It's not a very good unit. You only get one. That is it. You only get one. There's one card of it, and you get a singular one. And I don't know what you call it in for this division, like the Tigers, I guess? But you have other tools that, like a Panther can kill a Tiger just fine. So this is just so weird to me.
It is quite a cheap 2,000 meter range unit. So it can definitely deal with medium tanks at range, and Bazugli does have a lot of medium tanks that it can use. So up on the hill there, it could definitely put a lot of pressure over the top side of the town, but he didn't really put anything to the top side of the town at the start. He's gone for more of a mid-town deployment there, and on the bottom hasn't completely secured this flag just yet as the Strelky SVT and the Tankos move in. But the Starship Beretta, incredibly strong close range infantry with that 150 meter submachine gun with the Molotovs, and then the Pioneer there. I think Gonzo's definitely set up a lot better to push these infantry out.
Yeah, you know, normal Stosstroop just really aren't very good anymore, but these guys are absolutely fantastic. If Insha can be careful with his micro, he might be able to stay a little bit further away, maybe do some damage to these Stosstroop without having to really get into the meat of their range, but that doesn't look like that's what's going to happen. One thing we need to look out for, I know from rumors on the Discord that Insha is quite the 50 mil mortar guy. Like, he really uses these meme mortars to great effect. So we'll see if he can do that. Up north, the 45 mil taking on an MG34 and the Stug M43. Definitely not a winning combo there. And in the center here, this central town, some good fighting there. But a Grilla up on the hill, bringing down the pain early.
Yeah, nice hit onto the Stravnigi there. The Tanko was going for the Panzertrack, but Gonzo kept it alive. The Panzertrack picked off the M2. A1 half track. On the bottom side, the Tanko just took a grenade to the face, and they're going to be falling back. So he's starting to push out one of this infantry, but all he has to do is really rely on this 50 cal from his half track, and honestly, Gonzo can't really move any further forwards until this Panzertrack arrives that he's now added to the fray. Oh, nice A20C Boston coming in though for the bombing strike.
Only issue is they're already falling back, so the damage is probably going to be a little minimal. Yeah, it did killed a few, but nothing crazy. Now, one thing I want to note to people, newer players, fall back immediately. You notice that Gonzo took a little bit of 50 cal damage and just immediately fell back. Like, it's not like he stood there. Run away right away. People wait too long to hit the fallback button.
Yeah, and in general for newer players, like, falling back is faster than right-clicking away from the enemy.
Oh my god, yeah.
Your soldiers run almost twice as fast.
And they take half as much damage. Yeah, take half as damage as well.
Yeah, that's also probably a very important part of that. But the Panzertrack taking out the M2A1 will re-enable the infantry engagement for Gonzo once his stress recovers, but he won't want to take the engagement before that. So Insha does have a little bit of time if you get super aggressive, but I don't think it looks like the time's already passed now.
Yeah, he missed the suppression from the bombing run, so now those, like, he could have taken out these Pioneers and like avoided getting grenaded, but it looks like he's not going to get that. Now the SVT should be able to take out the Stosstroop with their health this low at this point. Yeah, that should be an easy kill, and especially with the Molotov out. A lot of fire to work with there. In the center, Gonzo's called in a whole bunch of Panzergrens to push back these Strafnigi. You see that 50 millimeter starting to lay down some fire there. We'll see how effective that ends up being. Up north, amazingly, Gonzo was able to recapture his flag there, which is actually pretty incredible because that's way out of the area for him. But we're back to a 12-12 with Insha grabbing that back.
Yeah, Strike SVT doing a fantastic job down here, actually. On the bottom side, they have cleaned up the Stosstroop Beretta. They've also ended up doing a lot of damage to the Pioneer with the help of the remainder of the Tankos that are now dead. So there's now only 3 men left there for the Pioneers, and then the Panzerschreck squad. And that Stroke SVT can certainly start picking those off.
Yeah, he really needs to push forward to try to keep that fear surviving is actually a big deal. It's going to keep supplying leadership as reinforcements start to come up there and make it easier for Gonzo to fight back into that little forest patch up there. Up north, we still have a lot of machine gun skirmishing. Panzer III's moving up. You know, so far the trades have been pretty even. BA-10 getting involved, though. Central town seems quiet as well.
And this 2-star Maxim definitely has the suppression to stop this MG34 from being a problem, and then the BA-10M's just getting like 3 damage in there over time. So that's pretty nice. But the Gonzo does have control over this crossroad. on the bottom side with that Starship Beretta, and that's going to be kind of annoying for Insha to get back. Haven't actually seen any mortar play from Insha so far, though.
He had a couple.
You mentioned it.
He fired a couple rounds, a couple barrages into the central town, but that's about it, which is actually kind of weird. BA-10 goes down up north to that Stug 43 there, and Insha recaptures that flag pretty definitively. That Grilla on the hill still laying down fire. That is such a wonderful position. If you're ever playing this map, put something long HE on this hill. It's so devastating for the player opposite.
Yeah, it just means that every time Insha brings out infantry from the side of this little tree line, he's going to take damage from the Grilla, and even if he doesn't move forwards, Gonzo can also fire position it there. So that's really working out quite nicely. On the bottom side, Cherno is actually moving in to secure this flag, but the Grilla going to be able to cover that off as well. And so far, the Grilla here on both the top and bottom side proving to be very, very valuable.
Grillas are so good. These, like the IG-33s and the Grillas out of the Axis divisions, are really, really strong. I mean, 7.5 damage. It's a huge gun. That's getting hit with a 150 millimeter artillery shell accurately instead of an artillery shell, you know.
Yeah, exactly. On the bottom side, Gonzo has managed to get 2 fresh units of Pioneers into this tree line now. So that is definitely bad news for Insha. The Tankos can still do a decent amount of damage here, and the help of the 50mm mortar might be quite nice to start pinning some of these squads that he's trying to engage. Especially with second Tanko Desandiki coming in as well. Like, since Molotovs throw faster than the HE grenades, they can often get the better of those squads.
Ooh, but this Focke-Wulf...
190.
Oh no, oh no!
That is a lovely, lovely strike.
Yeah.
Didn't do any damage, but suppressed both of those squads, caused them to surrender, and Gonzo is going to instantly run away from the fresh unit of Tankos that are coming in. Once again, using the fallback mechanics there to get his Pioneers out of trouble.
Panzer III rolling up over the hill here, going to take out this M2A1. Oh, but he left the APCR on an odd micro mistake there. BA-10 does have a chance, actually, of hurting that Panzer III. I doubt it will, though, especially if it keeps missing. It's not going to do anything. And that Tanko goes down immediately. Oh, that's a huge loss for...
Yeah, another
Insha.
lovely Focke-Wulf bombing strike comes in and suppresses that squad, causes the surrender, even as the Pioneers are falling back. So, well-timed indeed. On the top side, though, Insha has managed to break down the Panzergrenz squad that was holding that flag, got the Strelki SVT forwards with the BA-10M. Now the Tanko is going to be engaging Pioneers at close range, not able to get their grenade off before the Tankos land the Molotov, so pushing them back for the time being. But if he doesn't manage to completely wipe that Pioneer squad now, the Pioneer squad will be able to recover and then use its grenades, since the Tankos don't have any Molotovs left, so he's got to watch out for that.
Yeah, he's gonna... Now, this is up north here. The issue is going to be that his infantry really don't have any longer range AT. So the Strelki SVT have the grenade, but you got to get really close for that. The Bazugli has a Panzerschreck in the AT tab, but I don't think that Insha brought it. So unfortunately, he's forced to rely on the very short range stuff of his infantry, and you can see already how that's not going to work in these yellow forests.
Technically, he could bring up the 45 mils at close range. Like, yeah, he just started moving up the 45 mil behind him in order to, provide that close range support. Against the Panzer III, it does work because the armor is generally low enough. But meanwhile, on the bottom again, more Chernos coming in, getting smashed by the Grilla. Like, Insha just sacrificing these poor men to this Grilla. It's getting low on ammo. Maybe that's the point. Maybe he's just trying to run it out of ammo.
I mean, that is an option. And this is, again, this is what I mentioned at the beginning of the game, where this flag down here is so hard for the red player to get because it's so easy for blue to sit in this woods really safely. I mean, a bombing strike into this woods, maybe? I think he doesn't know the Sostrup is here. He doesn't know exactly where it is or that it's here at all. We do see a Yak-1B trying to chase down this BF-109. We have a 37 mil out of Insha. He definitely needs that. Those bombers can be really deadly. He's got to move that up into the range of the combat there, which is giving, a 3-star 37 mil. That's starting to do some damage.
Yeah, indeed. And I think he did intend to bring it there. He just unloaded it early due to the fighter engagement. So it's going to be a little while till that gets the veterancy now. But things have generally stabilized for Gonzo on the bottom side. He's taken up position down here, which is going to make it very difficult now for Insha to push back, because every time he wants to push down here, he's going to have to move through the light cover or try and use the road that heads to the crossroad, which is covered by the Gila and also a Pack 40. So it's going to be very, very difficult for him to do anything. So I think that's why Insha's now putting a lot of pressure on this top side to try and make flags or take flags there instead.
Yeah, and this is the tough part because the next closest flag is still so far into Gonzo's territory. We do see an Su-88, which is a capture Nashorn, so that's on the field there. That's exciting.
Yep. Good old
big boy. Ooh, we have the Grilla taking nice shots at the T-34-76, and that does have to be careful. 4 or 5 hits from that Grilla, and that T-34 will go down, even though it's HE damage. Oof.
Yeah, over time, for sure. It'd be funny to have a duel between this Stug M43 and the captured Nashorn. I'd like to see that. That'd be very cool. This Stug M43 is actually an awesome unit because it's basically like a naval gun, isn't it? Apparently.
Yeah.
Like just put onto a chassis.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it is. I'll be honest, it's not a unit I use in my 26th Panzer deck because again, it's so inefficient cost-wise, deck building-wise, like in the deck itself.
Activation points.
Yeah, you get 1 in A only. Like that's it. So it, and if you're actually fighting any 2,000 meter range unit, it's not very good. Focke-Wulf bomber in. Bombing run isn't that great. It was already getting, forced back. Strafniki were already falling back as well. And yeah, Insha definitely needs to start moving forward. A huge bunch of reinforcements coming in for Gonzo in the north, and it's going to make it way harder to push forward. And also, he really needs to get rid of this Panzergren out in the middle that's capturing this blue flag of his there at the crossroads up north.
Yeah, indeed. Or at least he needs his own infantry unit just to move down to roughly where the Reservoir are, so put pressure over that flag himself. But so far, these infantry engagements really haven't been going in the favor of Insha, like due to these Focke-Wulf bombing strikes, and that has put him out of position quite a lot so far. But replying with his own bombing strike there does take out a Sostria Beretta in the town. We see the 45mm on the bottom side now engaging this Panzer III. That's probably going to be dead since its driver killed. That goes down.
There it goes. Very nice. You definitely need that to open this up.
Try and take care of the 50. Let's take it out.
Oh, Grilla getting involved though. Those things are, I mean, if you can position those things right, they are some of the most obnoxious units ever.
Ooh, nasty kill on the top side. I believe that was like a leader of some sort, like a Visivod or something, got just sniped by the M43 on that back road.
Oh.
That's pretty nasty to lose because we're going to lack that leadership for these infantry engagements in the close range, which is something that you definitely want to have.
Well, yeah, and that probably would have connected his northern leader to his combat. That's probably what he was going for.
Yeah, indeed. With the Grilla now in the middle coming in, looking for the shot onto the OB. It looks like that OB probably revealed itself firing at the Panzergrens already, and now the Grilla is having a go, but missing the shot so far, unfortunately for Gonzo.
Another OB-25 up north, finally spotting that Panzergren, so they can force that out and actually recapture this flag. So that's big for Insha. You can't be giving up easy flags like this. I mean, this is a relatively easy flag to hold generally. Oh, the Stug 43 getting another transport pick off there. Just Cherno, not a huge deal.
Forcing Insha to unload early though is very annoying for him. And on the bottom, M2A1 is like sneaking forwards. Could probably put some pressure on the flag there, but Gonzo ready with the Panzerstrike to try and force it back. But Insha's now coming with the Boston. But on the side of Gonzo, one thing I noticed is he's already brought in a Hummel. So that's now going to be providing support towards the AA of Insha. He's trying to break down the 37 to re-enable the use of his Focke-Wulfs in the center of the map.
Yeah, so basically that means that Insha, this thing's going to be moving the rest of the game, essentially, if he doesn't want it to be dead. And we're already seeing Gonzo develop a beautiful combined arms here. I mean, if you look, there's basically a little bit of everything on the map, and this is how you win games of Steel Division 2. If you're watching, if you're a new player, take note of how to win, and it's combined arms. It's having all the different tools on the map, making it really hard to counter any of them because you have the appropriate counter in hand already. And, things like artillery, AT, AA, infantry supported by tanks, infantry supported with leaders, it all comes together like this.
Yep, there has been a Tiger added to the fray in the bottom side by Insha. So he might look for the kill onto the Grilla. I'm surprised he hasn't already tried to do that.
Yeah,
His guerrilla's sitting relatively exposed so far.
Yeah, it's sitting out, like, very out in the open. He does have that Pack 40, but he outranges that, so the Tiger can sit on the very edge of that range. Now, he doesn't know that. We have, we have the God vision going on here. But, yeah, it's useless behind that tree.
Nice kill for the M43. Did kill a T-34 on the top side.
Big air battle going on here.
Got BF-109 versus Yak-1, but I think the BF-109 here just to cover the Focke-Wulf as it takes out the Maxim.
ZSU M15.
Every time these Focke-Wulf 190s like take out a squad, they're just getting more or less infinite value from this point forwards, right?
Yak-1B goes down. Ken ZSU takes out the leader there in that forest. That's definitely that hurts. Let's see if this ZSU can take out this bomber. It's about to get out of range. Last shot. Oh, the last shot takes it down. Oh, what luck. Oh my.
Yeah. Those M15s. It's weird that you put on return fire maybe by accident, but
it's actually
that's
it's kind of weird actually that I'm kind of confused actually that Gonzo's using BF-109s instead of the Sagittarios, which are available to 26th Panzer, which are extremely good. Kind of weird that he's using the BF-109s actually.
I think the BF-109 G6R4s...
It's really good. It's not that it's not, but...
slightly better at maybe strafing than the Sagittario.
I guess.
And also, the Sagittario is sometimes too fast for its own good.
That's true. I guess that could be the argument there. You want to catch these Bostons, though. They're really fast.
Yeah. On the bottom side, Pioneers destroying that Sepudi out in the open. All of the stuff that Insha had down here, the BA-10M, the M2A1, it's all dead to the Panzer IV and infantry now. In the center,
we had a Werframen strike here on Insha's forces in that tree line. He was able to surrender a Panzergren in return. The Werframen didn't... I don't actually think that strike was super effective. It definitely killed off some Strafniki, but nothing game-breaking there, actually.
There's not actually much to follow it up, so it was a bit of a interesting placement.
Yeah, and Insha now
didn't really see that coming.
Yeah, Insha now actually able to grab this flag here. Oh, he lost it again. It's weird. It's just weird that nothing's there to bump this line out so far. The front line out. That's kind of weird. I don't know.
Look at this on the hill. The Famo coming in. There's another unique unit to the 26th Panzer. I really like all these unique units in the 26th Panzer. The Famo is probably my favorite out of them, just because it's like the 88 on wheels. It's just absolute boss. The truck looks awesome.
It does, yeah. I love 26. The issue with the Famo, though, is it has very little ammo. This thing, like, 3 or 4 planes in, it's out of ammo. You have to bring supply with it.
Yeah, and it's also vulnerable to being like one-shot by enemy tanks.
Yeah.
Whereas like an 88 can actually survive a few shots.
Now an Andrusia in from Insha, so that could definitely take out that Fama we were just talking about. Guerrilla up north, another one of these now harassing Insha's troops in this little woods here that is holding that flag up north. These guerrillas have just been an absolute thorn in the side of Insha.
It doesn't really have much to reply to it. Like the Tigers are pretty much the only thing that can match the range. It looks like on the bottom side he did manage to kill off one of the guerrillas, right? Probably poked out with the Tiger and took it out.
Now he does have
that's what's forced Panther and Margarin from Gonzo.
Yeah, he does have an SU-122, so that is a 2,000 meter range, of his own. So I guess technically he could like try to HE kill it. And he should win because it's an open top. Oh, here comes our Andrusia strike, but it looks like, unfortunately, it's going to miss that 88, but it's not going to miss that 20 mil. I doubt that was the target, though.
Yeah, that rocket was spot on, but yeah, he was probably going for the Famo on the hill there, and Gonzo fast-moving command off the hill, even though there's no road. But yeah, it's kind of interesting that he wants to. It just shows the urgency, I guess, so that he wants to get that away from the Andrusia strike.
The 50 mil does take out that singular Panzergren in the town, so there's that 50 mil doing something. Gonzo is basically dug in like a tick in this forest now with all these pioneers. That's a heck of a lot of pioneers. But once again, Insha is building up a force here to fight back. That Panzer IV getting the first hit on the T-34 and a hit penetration back. Who gets lucky first? The Panzer IV does.
Yeah, Panzer IV gets the kill. Panzer III gets the kill on a T-34 in this town as well, so two very significant changes in Gonzo, or exchanges. Gonzo 15-9 now on the map as he does secure the flag on the top side, introducing a load of pioneers there to deal with the infantry at close range.
And he did re-grab that flag in the center there just by standing his Panzergrenz out in the middle of the open, which he has so much support, he feels comfortable doing that, which is quite impressive. Boston up north, dropping some bombs. Let's see where those go. Oh, unfortunately, it's basically a complete miss of those
that was
pioneers.
a whiff and a half.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. And I will say, I think Insha is wasting a lot of troops down south. This flag down here is just so hard to get and then to hold on top of it, because remember, you have to reinforce them too. He should have just forgotten about it and just focused all his energies up north here.
Yeah, he's got two ZIS-3s in there and a 45 mm gun. The rest of it Sapperday left, and another Sapperday and another Sharky SVT behind those as well.
Yeah,
it's a lot of stuff invested down there for sure.
Yeah, it's a lot, and he's probably still not going to capture it because he has to cross this whole open area with his infantry. It's not worth it. It's too many resources. Now in the middle, his Strafniki were temporarily able to capture this central flag in 1014. Something just went down up north. I think it was one of Gonzo's planes.
Yeah, the Yak-1B took out the BF-109, and also before that, Gonzo took down the Boston Recon of Insha, so they're kind of trading planes there.
Another Focke-Wulf coming in here. Bombing strike, and total miss. Total swing and a miss on that one.
Yeah, this engagement in the middle, though, is quite significant with Gonzo. If he can get that Strafniki to stay out of the town, he's going to be able to secure the second town flag here in the center, which is going to continue that 15-9 that he's managed to find for the time being. And yeah, it's interesting how long these Panzergrenz on the top crossroad managed to stay alive.
Yeah, seriously. Strafniki does get pinned down. It's PTRD unable to take out that STKFZ 250/9 at that range. More T-34s moving in, and we are in phase C. It's important to note at a 15-9 for Gonzo. So Insha coming back is a lot more difficult now because they're only getting 80 points a tick, basically.
Yeah, we've already gone through like the hyperphase, which is why you can see like all of these units on the map. There are actually a lot of units on the map right now. For both sides, but I think the trades so far, particularly in the medium armor department and also generally infantry, have gone well in favor of Gonzo so far.
Yeah, absolutely. And when it comes to Maverick versus Maverick, that's what matters. Oh, is the Stug 43 going to go down up north? Is this 3 taking shots? Oh, but the 2 Martyr 3s. Oh, it's going to get out of...
The M43 is dancing right now.
Oh, and it dies.
The MG34 to try and help suppress as well, but it was too late. Too late.
This Martyr 3 up north just like punching in randomly towards his flag. He could have actually taken out that ZSU M15 if he had kept going. Strafniki might actually be able to kill that with their PTRD, but the 45 mil, nope, took too long to set up. There.
But Gonzo's still in a really good position to follow up on this Martyr. He's got a lot of Panzergrenz in position there, and that Sapperday Commonalty is kind of on its own in that bottom side forest area, which would give him the pressure over the flag. So 15-9 currently, and it looks like he's only going to continue to grab more. Although the Strafniki managed to get back into the town in the center now, which is going to secure that one for Insha.
He's just trying. I think he's just trying out different buildings till he finds one that he doesn't get shot in.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of T-34s here though in the center as well. So they could definitely help support these infantry squads, but the Strafniki is so low on men now.
Yeah, in the back lines too, we noticed that I can see his 2. Excuse me, sneezed. My bad. I thought one of those 37 mils had died to the Hummel, but it looks like he has just been moving them. They're really far forward now. T-34s in the center are in as well too, though, and they can definitely throw back this little push, especially of these STKFZ 250/9s. If he moves both the T-34s at once, he can definitely take out that Panzer III that's holding him up.
Yeah. I'm not sure if they'd be able to get around the trees though until that Panzergren's completely gone, because you wouldn't want to get taken up by the Panzerfaust at close range. But Gonzo has now started bringing in all of these 259s. I think you mentioned before we started that he had a card of these in phase C.
Yeah, 18 of these freaking clown cars, we often call them. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Those 20 mils super good at trading into infantry.
Yep.
Although BF-109 does go down in the middle of the map. So
yeah, another one down.
loses his second BF-109.
T-34s are engaging the 250/9. Should be easy kills, especially 3-star versions of them. Keeps that Sapori Komroti in range. These guys can definitely do... The 3 T-34s in a town can definitely do some damage. There's no doubt about that. Another 250/9 goes down.
Yep, Strafniki getting pushed out of another building.
Boston taking a bombing run down to the south. I think he's going to make an assault here soon. He does take out a Pioneer. Kind of maybe hurts a 1 or 2 more. That 50 mil mortar is very close. Shooting at nothing, unfortunately.
There's just so much stuff down here that's still not moving forward. He's got those 2 like not unloaded units of Sapori.
Yeah.
There's extra infantry. I think he's just noticed it now, but those 2 units have been sat there for a while, and then he's just brought in those new units. The Tiger also got penned on this bottom side. It looks like the Panther and the Tiger are constantly going for a duel. Gonzo trying to get the shots on it with his Panther. Verflamen firing towards the top side now, looking for pin onto the units that are putting pressure onto that flag, so Panzergrenz can potentially take that back. Panzergrenz coming into the mid with the Pioneer supported by the Panzer III still. That Panzer III still being a thorn in the side of Insha. And the push coming through on the bottom.
It's happening.
Can the ZIS-3s do enough? Technically he could use the ZIS-3s as like artillery to help pin the Pioneers even if he doesn't have line of sight. So that's kind of what I would hope to see.
I mean, it's fine. It's one of them is firing. The other one should be firing. It's not. The Sapori is already pinned down. The Pioneer should get pinned soon here by that ZIS-3 if it's firing at the right thing. But a Focke-Wulf coming in, going to end that parade very quickly. Yak-1B just does not have the firepower to take that out.
Yeah.
But if it flies over the 37 mils, that 3-star 37 mil might be able to do the job. Nope, it flies away from that.
Stuff. Yak-1B might end up going down to the 20 mil if it gets enough shots off.
Well, it's flying over his territory. He may. Yeah. In the central town there, we've lost 1 T-34, I believe, has gone down. So we're down to 2 in the town there. But he has captured that central flag there, so that's definitely a big deal. But that Strelki DP now getting engaged. We have some of those Stug... Italian Stug... Oh, no, this is the assault variant, not the tank variant. And
I'm not a massive fan of these because they only have 3 round per minute rate of fire.
Yeah, very slow, but it did help take out that Strelki, but the T-34 now in on it. Let's see if it's heat shell. Wow, that thing fires so slow. Look how slow moving it is. Oh, one shot's the T-34 and parades. Oh my. I guess it has 10 damage on the heat shell, right? Or was that T-34 damage?
Yeah, I think it would one shot regardless. Yeah, the heat shell has 10 damage. He just brought in a new one at the back there.
I did just notice there was a Panzer III that had pushed up north way deep into Insha's lines, and the Razvedka just took it out with a bazooka. He really needs... He could have used that Razvedka up in the north here to take out all these 250/9s.
The job with the 259s, though, is they will
see it.
Like,
yeah,
see it preemptively. So it's kind of hard for him to deal with. But Tiger has gone down on the bottom side to the Panther engagement. So Gonzo getting rid of that piece of the puzzle. And still cutting down pretty much all of the infantry that Inch is trying to press back towards that flag, and it's just cost Inch so much just trying to invest into that flag throughout this game.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Everyone take note when you play this map. Don't, if you're on the red side, don't go after that southern hill. It's just not worth it. It's just not.
Today I learned.
Yeah, don't. It's really, unless you have the way faster division, like if you're playing, you know, a Russian division with the super fast motorbikes or something, and the opponent's playing like one of the Italian divisions with the dirt slow transports, then maybe you can beat them there.
Like, I feel like Insha had a decent idea early on, like, but it got to a point where he lost control, and then that's like kind of when he should cut it off, right?
Yeah.
And stop bringing in anything there, because you can kind of see how much Gonzo has had to invest down there to hold it, which is kind of, I guess, unusual for this map. You probably wouldn't see as many units contesting this bottom side. It would usually be the town and the top side forest that would be the sort of emphasis on this map, but
but he's definitely
A
sacrificed.
little bit different.
He's sacrificed a lot less than Gonzo has had to sacrifice in the north, for example, to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why we're at this 15-9 in favor of Gonzo still. 2 minutes and 17 seconds left on the clock. Razvedka, which did manage to sneak around, just got absolutely annihilated by the Gila. Berthraman coming down again. Oh, there's rockets again, very close to the Andrusha, but no, not close enough.
Yeah, well, he also has, Insha has a 152 millimeter off map. I don't think we've seen that fire, and I have a feeling Insha's forgotten about it back there.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Yeah, it's just kind of sat there at the moment. Would definitely be useful in breaking down this large concentration, actually, in
the central town. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
that'd
be a perfect place.
Yeah, that could really. And I mean, if you're really desperate, you could drop it on this forest that's allowing Gonzo to hold that flag at the crossroads down south, and like really quick suck that flag back up. Oh, the 152's finally moving. Let's see if he can sneak it into and put it in a good spot. Andrusha, big strike there. Let's see if he can maybe... Oh, it took out a Pioneer. Can he take out the Martyr 3? He definitely can if it lands well, but it does not, unfortunately.
Yep.
250/9s up north. One goes down to a T-34, and the other goes down to a Strafniki, so that's definitely big kills to open that back up for him. But with the MG-34 Panzergrens moving in with the half-tracks, it's going to be tough for him to kill those because he doesn't really have much there at this point.
Yeah, so that was the follow-up to the Verflammen strike, bringing in all of those half-tracks of the MG-34s. So he's able to hold that for the time being. It's going to continue the 15-9 for the time being. It was kind of sad to see that Andrusha really not do anything to Gonzo's units other than take out that one Pioneer squad. It's very ineffective. Nice Focke-Wulf bombing strike, takes out tankers on the top side as well. Things have just not gone the way of Insha throughout, and I don't even think it was necessarily due to the division. It just seems like more of a poor trades and generally lack of focus in the right areas of the map.
Yeah, a number of missed bombing strikes, and the Andrusha missing most of its strikes, really. And that's a big thing with rocket artillery. A lot of times they're either fabulous or they just completely whiff. Yeah,
it's just because the bombs take so long to come down as well.
Yeah.
So they're quite easy to run away from, especially if the unit that's being targeted by the bombing strike is already falling back. But nice Focke-Wulf kill there for the Yak 1B. Finally gets something. Those Yak 1Bs are just so trash.
They're not good. They're really not good. They just don't have enough guns to kill stuff. It takes them like 10 minutes to kill anything. And that'll be the game there.
Yep. GG to Gonzo. Takes the game in 33 minutes, 53 seconds. 2,290 kills, 2,360 losses, and honestly,
wow, that's
quite a surprising KD.
Yeah,
I genuinely thought that it was going to be like a lot more Gonzo favored.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I thought it was
the air kills.
Yeah, I thought it was like a 500-point difference at least, but to be that close, that's. I mean, let's hop over to the kills here. Let's see if anything. That Su-122, wow, we didn't even see that thing do all that work, but look how many kills that picked up for Insha. Wow.
Yeah, it was just firing into the town constantly. Yeah, killing the Panzergrens. So that's definitely what whittled down his initial defense there. The off-map did manage to pick off a Panzer IV in the end, but I think a lot of the kills that Insha got were the aircraft, like the two Bf-109s and the Focke-Wulf 190, plus the Aution. Like, those are like 4 aircraft, and aircraft aren't cheap in Star Division, right? They make up for a lot of points.
Yeah, the Tiger did take out a Grilla and a Panzer IV, so that's definitely traded for more than it cost. That's good. Losses, that Stug M43, that did some work. That's incredible, actually, because I don't find that unit to be very good usually.
So it was a VZ-VOD that it shot there. I was right on that one.
Yeah. Panzer 3L, that did a whole bunch of work. That Focke-Wulf 190 there, that did, picked up all kinds of kills. I mean, those Panzer 3s are so good. If you have Panzer 3s in your division, please use them. They're incredible. For 40 points, they're absolutely crazy good.
Yeah, they're okay.
What do you mean they're okay? For team games, fine. Maybe they're not the best, but in 1v1 where, the value of your units is everything, this thing gets massive value.
Sometimes I find that they just lack penetration against like proper medium tanks like Shermans. You know, against like a T-34-76, yeah, a Panzer III is fantastic, but against anything with like more than 80, 90 mils of armor, the Panzer III is just gonna suck because it's either gonna take too many shots because of its APCR damage, or it's not going to be using APCR and therefore it's not going to penetrate.
Easy solution: buy 2 Panzer IIIs because it's the same cost as the 90mm armor medium tank you bought.
I guess. Yeah.
There you go. Solution. But yeah, so good game to Gonzo there. Sorry to Insha. I mean, I don't think he played poorly or anything. Like you said, I think it was just a misallocation of his units and resources into areas that were just meat grinders for his troops.
Yeah, I definitely thought the trades were more severe.
Yeah, it looked like it, but
so, I think, but again, like Gonzo's losses were in the air and Insha's losses were on the ground. So if you think about 500 points of aircraft compared to like 500 points of ground units, like, that's a big difference.
It is a big difference. That is absolutely true. And I remember too, Insha's playing with like Chernos and stuff, so those are only 15 points. You know, those get eaten alive and you don't really notice it in the points, you know, the KDs there. So, yeah, I mean, good game to both of them. This one fell in Gonzo's favor.
Indeed. So, good job, Gonzo. Takes game 1 of this best of 3 in the semi-finals. We'll be moving on to game 2. See if Insha can bring it back in that one. That's it for now. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Don't forget, hit that like button and subscribe to both channels. It really helps us both out, and we appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Have a fantastic day.
Goodbye.